Are you working to get a domestic airline or a domestic carrier?
Yes.
State carrier of some kind?
Yes. His Excellency the President has that desire and interest in re-establishing a national carrier to fly the flag of Ghana. And his directives made me establish a 13-member committee. They have come out with an inception report, and an interim report is expected that will show us the model, the business idea or the business model to use. And conversations are far advanced. They've received a lot of proposals from the private sector, and I must say that the interest to establish a national airline is alive, and we are working hard to ensure that in the near future, Ghana should be seen flying its own air carrier.
It's a lot of questions. Bernard, I believe the minister can answer this question. Ghana's strategic location makes our port critical not only for domestic trade but also for serving landlocked countries. Successive governments have announced plans for the inland port in Bankrania, Kumasi to improve efficiency, yet the project has remained a moving target for years. Compounding the delays, there is still no real connection from our main port to the proposed inland port site, leaving our routes, especially those linking the Ashanti region and beyond, under severe pressure and deterioration from heavy cargo traffic. What is his vision and concrete strategy to make this inland port project a reality, and how does the government intend to integrate rail infrastructure into the plan to ensure it is long-term viable? This is a long one from Kofi. I don't know if you can address that in a brief comment.
The inland port at Bonkra has been on the drawing board for a very long time. And when we took over, what we did is to open up. Even yesterday, Professor Jampo was in my office, and that was one of the discussions we had. They have received interest from some private sector participation, and we are looking forward to see how we can look at the model they are coming in, the business strategy they are coming in, and the amount of money they will have for us to be able to complete that port. And the Western Rail is targeting the Bonkra. However, for now, if it is completed, work is ongoing, even though at a very low space. The work is ongoing. We are anticipating that if it is completed, it will be for cargo for the meantime, whilst we look at connecting the rail to the terminal in the near future.
Can you, as a minister, whether is aware of the mass and almost total removal of the Accra and Sawan rail line? What are his plans for the route, taking into consideration the heavy traffic and bedding on the road? This is Michael Hovo in Ajen Kotoku.
That is a difficult point for we in the Ministry of Transport and the Ghana Railway Development Authority. Some of our citizens and workers, under the cover of darkness, go to remove our rail lines. A month ago, I established a 3-member committee. The committee is to go around and remove all the obsolete rail tracks that are no more in use. And then we are moving from the single rail line to a double gauge rail line. So if you look at the Teman Pakadan, it is no more the single gauge or the narrow gauge that we operate. And so for now, we will have to invest in the rail sector to create a rail system that will be fit for purpose. But we are aware of that kind of vandalism on our rail property, and the committee is going around to remove everything so that government will have custody of our rail tracks. We have engaged the national security to patrol and ensure that they will protect some of these rail lines that we still have that are not usable.
While we speak, you are organizing a national logistics and transport fair. Is that what it is? And is that a ministry event or somebody's inviting a ministry? Just talk to me a bit about that.
Well, Bernard, the Ministry of Transport under the leadership of His Excellency the President, we feel that we have gotten to a point we have to showcase what the ministry, and for that matter, the transport sector of Ghana has. We are always telling the negative stories. It is time that we put the positives. And so we are organizing the transport and logistics fair to be able to showcase what all our agencies or all the modes will have, and also bring about what kind of investment we have for the private sector and other investors to invest in our transport sector.
So when is this happening, and who is the special guest? What are some of the details of that?
It will take place from the 22nd to 24th of this month, and it is our hope that the gentleman of the land will grace the occasion for us. However, it is not yet confirmed, but we are praying and working hard to ensure that we will get him to address or to be part of the fair.
Is it an investment fair? Are you looking for money? Because everything you want to do requires money, whether it's the rail sector development, whether it's the water sector, whether it's even the buses you need to purchase. This is a capital intensive industry. So just me understand, is this fair to attract investors or to showcase? Because I'm not sure there's a lot to showcase, honestly. If you want to talk about transport, we have a lot of problems to solve. So I'm not sure you have anything to tell people that you are doing that people need to come and see, unless it's to show the opportunities that the problems have for people to come and invest in. So please help me
there are a lot of positives.
Really?
And I know City FM will be there.
Oh, definitely. We're always there. And we'll be there.
You will be able to help us to tell the story that we have made so far. Bernard, if you get to Temaport today, the MPS is one of the best terminals you can find in West Africa sub-region. It's a positive.
Yeah.
Our port, over the years, the depth was not that kind of deep enough to be able to allow bigger vessels to call on our ports. We are dredging it to allow big vessels to come.
Okay.
It's a positive.
I see.
Now, if you go to DVLA, where over the years, driver license cards were in essence close to 300,000, not printed, not delivered. And today, we have had them all cleared to their owners. It's a positive. If you have a situation where people had to go and sit in long queues to be able to renew their license, to be able to get whatever business they have in DVLA offices. And today, you take a trip to our offices and you see that people are served on time, people are served in comfort, and that we have brought services to the doorsteps of everybody. It's a positive. Now, if you, again, talk of the other side, the investment opportunities. Maybe you have money. You do not know what opportunities that lie in any of the agencies or any of the modes. This is an opportunity for you to get to know where you can come and invest in our transport sector. So there are a lot of positives, there are a lot of business opportunities, and there are a lot of issues for us, a dialogue session for us to see how we can improve upon our connectivity.
Just a final two questions from you, Honorable. Is there a conversation between your ministry and, say, roads and highways when it comes to road design? So are roads designed with the vision of the transport ministry in mind, or the roads ministry is building its roads and you're also designing your transport plan? Is there a link?
Particularly because of the lack of roads for BRT. Because you know, just to embellish the question, we brought so-called buses for bus rapid transit, and the way we designed the road didn't create space for any bus rapid transit.
Bernard, that is a good question to ask. The Ministry of Transport is responsible for the craft on the road.
And how we move.
Now, the Ministry of Roads and Highways is responsible to design and construct roads. Now, over the years, bringing in BRT, we didn't have enough infrastructure to accommodate them, like separate lanes or maybe terminals to be able to facilitate their movement. But BRT is not totally gone. That is why we now see as Ayalolo. It is working. It's just that we need to improve upon. The Ministry of Transport and Roads, we work together. It is just that what we are now doing, it will take time for you to see how the linkage between transport and roads is now bringing out the quality of service we desire or we want. And so we work together.
Okay, and just a final one, just for my own personal knowledge. Does your ministry have the power to determine, say, this kind of car cannot pass here at this time? Or because I've been in places where as soon as you enter a certain part of the road, you see a huge sign that tells you no motorbikes allowed here, no cars of a certain weight allowed on this road. There are certain parts, places I've lived on, all in this continent, where you'll be told that between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m., when workers are moving, cargo trucks should not move in certain parts of the city. Are those things that your ministry is empowered to do, or that is in a different remit?
Definitely, yes. It is under our domain. For instance, we are looking at how we will, Bernard is against this, we will retool the Metro Mass and the STC to have enough fleet to be able to serve.
I'm not against it.
To be able to serve the people. Now, we are going to do this with the mind that if we can serve the inner cities, we'll have a termination point. Assuming you are coming from Accra, we can have a terminal after Dodowa, after Nsawan. That all vehicles that at certain times will create congestion on our roads will terminate at this point. Then the Metro Mass and other like Uber, taxis, and other vehicles that are road ready will also now continue into the inner city. That is under our domain. However,
there's a however.
Yes. However, we are a country that is yet developing. And these are the areas that we need to work so that within the nearby future, you'll be able to see progress in our activities. It comes with a lot of expenditure and a lot of time.
But this one, speed it up. This one,
we know
speed it.
That our people deserve better, and we should be able to serve them in that form.
Yeah.
It is under the Ministry of Transport domain, and we are working hard to ensure that should we be able to get the needed fleet for those Metro Mass Transit, we will soon implement on satellite basis for Ghanaians. It will be backed by education, so that if you come with your vehicle at a point that will tell you cannot enter the inner perimeters of the city, you should understand that we are only preventing traffic jams in the city. And at a point, you can be allowed to come in.
There's one from an Uber driver. Bernard, good morning. Ask this for us. App operators, this is the Uber, the Bolt and Co., are overcharging us, the drivers. We pay close to 28 to 30% service fee per trip, working under laborious terms and conditions, treating drivers unfairly. We spend lots of hours behind the wheel before getting something home. Drivers are always stressed. The fleet operators are also overcharging drivers. I don't know if this has brought to your attention. Is this something you've heard about before?
Not.
These are Uber, Bolt, and this type of company drivers.
This has not come to my notice, but what we have realized over the years is how people treat drivers and other operators in a way that is not business friendly. These are private companies that have their own way of doing this. What we will encourage them to do is for them to constantly engage us on issues that affect their operations or their activities on a daily basis, so that we'll be able to engage the mother company. For instance, if Uber drivers are able to reach out to us with their complaints, we'll be able to engage the leadership of Uber and find a way of assisting to address them. And so I will encourage that they should see the Ministry of Transport as their sector ministry and always engage us in some of these difficult issues that confront them.
Final question on water transport. What's your plan for water transport? The Volta Transport Company, I don't know if it's functional. Would you privatize it? What's the way to go? Because we have, by surface area, probably the largest man-made lake in the world. I'm not even sure we are using that for transportation 10% of its potential. It's a disgrace, right? All these cars on the Kumasi Road stack. and yet the water connects us all the way down south to the north. Clearly, we are underutilizing it. I don't know if inland water is a priority for you. Is there something you've put in place to attract investment into it?
It is one of our priority areas, and I must say that the president has it dear to his heart. We have gotten clearance to do feasibility studies right down from Mpakadam through to Bupe. Already we have our barges serving and working there, but we will need to retool them. We need to bring in new barges to be able to run. Like you said, we are not operating at full capacity. So we've just gotten approval to do feasibility studies on the potentials of our coastal and inland water transport. And we are going to select a contractor very soon. By close of year and early next year, we should have that feasibility report, and that will be able to position us to engage the private sector and any other business developers who will want to invest in the coastal and inland water transport. It is one of the areas we think that if properly developed, it will help take the traffic from our major routes, especially the coastal towns. The coastal towns. If you look from Aflawu right down to Accra right down to Takoradi, the congestion is so huge on those stretches. And so we believe that when the studies are finished, now that we have gotten the clearance, we will select a contractor and we'll be able to have a package that will help to engage the private sector in the coastal and inland water transport.
Well, we have more questions to ask, but time is of the essence. So we will leave it here and hope to have you back soon for more updates on this. But at least you've said to us that the new Road Traffic Act is being put in place. Do you have a timeline for when the law will be passed?
That lies under the powers of Parliament. When Parliament reconvenes, it will be one of the... I have a lot of them. And I will rush to Parliament anytime Parliament reconvenes to lay those...
So the new Road Traffic Act will be in Parliament at the next sitting. I see. Because that's what people are asking for, whether it deals with the towing, the insurance, and all those issues, whether it's child-friendly, disability-friendly, and all that.
Yes. It creates space for the involvement of women, people with disability in the transport sector. You know, most of our vehicles do not have those platforms to allow people with disabilities to board. So it gives space for us to be able to enforce that any public means should create that kind of ramp for people with disability to be able to...
It would be nice to see the law so we can read it for ourselves. So if there's a version that's possible for media to read, or it has to go through Parliament first, we don't know.
The moment it is laid in Parliament, it becomes a public document.
Wonderful. So you are assuring us that when you go to Parliament next time, it's going to be laid?
Definitely.
All right. Because of time, we have to leave it here. Thank you very much, Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikpe, Minister for Transport and MP for Saboba. We apologize. There's a lot of you sending comments. We've had a technical problem with our WhatsApp number. So we've not been able to receive those comments. So the ones we read are the ones that came through to some of our personal numbers. So we really apologize for this.
When we get them, we'll send them to the minister.
Yes, we'll forward them to him. He may have to come back at a different time. I'm sure his people want to talk about the conference as well. So maybe you have an opportunity to be provided. Thank you, Honorable Minister.